Welcome here to Municipal Stadium on the CACC Digital Network and on the Post University's YouTube stream. First game of a doubleheader between Post University and Jefferson University from Municipal Stadium. My name is Kyle DeSantis. Thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday here with us. It's the first game of two between Post and Jefferson. They played yesterday, and Post ended up losing right at the end. They almost came back. They scored 2 runs in top of the ninth, and they were down to their final few outs. They ended up falling, though, 8-7 in Philadelphia to Jefferson. And then this matchup overall shifts back to Connecticut for these two today. First game will be 9 innings. Second game will be 7. And now as the managers of both squads go over with the umpires for their lineups, for Post, it's Ray Skold, and for Jefferson, Pat Horvath. Let's look at the starting lineups for both teams. First, with the visiting Jefferson Rams. Leading off, the second baseman, Justin Egner, followed by the left fielder, Trip Capers, and the third baseman, Andrew Holub. Then the right fielder, Vincent Favada, first baseman, Mason Coyne, then the DH, Colin Wilson. Then that final three, the catcher Julio Fermetta Gomez, the shortstop Alexi Goldhill, and the center fielder Jordan Tiburcio. Egner, Capers, Holub, Favada, Coyne, Wilson, Fermetta, Goldhill, and Tiburcio. The starting pitcher for Jefferson for this opening game is Sabian Rivera. Rivera making on the season for him today, I should say. This is his 4th start. 6th appearance on the season. Last time out against Bridgeport in a shortened 7-inning game, he threw a complete game. Gave up just 2 earned runs on 3 hits with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Now let's look at the Post University starting lineup. Post entering today at 13-15. Jefferson visiting now 8-11 on the season. Ray Skold's starting lineup looks like this. Leading off in left field, Gil Dolan, the center fielder Joey Cohen, the DH Andrew Hartman. They're followed by the catcher Manny Contreras, the second baseman Jesse Alfala, and the third baseman Hunter Keller. The bottom three looks like this. The shortstop Evan Corwell, the first baseman Max DiFrancesco, and the right fielder Kevin Diaz. Again, that starting lineup for Post: Dolan, Cohen, Hartman, Contreras, Alfala, Keller, Corwell, DiFrancesco, and Diaz. Sebastian Velasquez is the starting pitcher in this opening game for Post. Velasquez on the season, making his 8th appearance and 4th start of the year. 2-0, an ERA under 5. 23 strikeouts over 25 innings. Those are the starting lineups for both Post and Jefferson. Game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll take a quick break, and the first pitch will get underway here on the CACC Digital Network at 1 p.m. Back here on the CACC Digital Network and on YouTube, courtesy of Post University Athletics. First game of this doubleheader between the Post Eagles and the Jefferson Rams. Mentioned that it's Sebastian Velasquez getting the start for Post in this opening game of this doubleheader. 6'2" junior from Valley Stream, New York, transfer from URI, Division I school. Last time out, on the 22nd of March at Chestnut Hill, gave up 4 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts over 3 in the third innings. He's got about 4 throughout every single start. Minimum is 3 back in March on the 6th, that should say in March against Bentley. It was a no decision his last time out against Chestnut Hill. Prior to then, he had gotten wins in his last 2 appearances against Caldwell and at Caldwell, going as many innings as 4 back on the 11th, and then 3 1/3 on the 17th. Again, looking through the Jefferson lineup that Sebastian Velasquez will be facing, the lineup courtesy of Jefferson head coach Pat Horvath. Justin Egner, Tripp Capers, Andrew Holub, Vincent Favada, Mason Coyne, Colin Wilson, Julio Fermetta Gomez, Alexi Goldhill, and Jordan Tiburcio. Egner, Capers, Holub will be the first 3, then Favada, Coyne, Wilson for 4 through 6, Gomez, Goldhill, and Tiburcio rounding out this Rams lineup that did get the win yesterday, but it was in Pennsylvania. Jefferson won 8-7. That was a very long game. Went over 3 hours. Clocked in at 3 hours and 18 minutes. But this is the first of the doubleheader again, if you're just joining us on the CACC Digital Network here at Municipal Stadium. That final warm-up pitch for Velasquez has been thrown, and it will be Egner coming to the plate. Egner, the leadoff batter, and no surprise there, the best hitter for average for Jefferson. .355, making his 18th appearance and start of the season. Velasquez peers over his glove. He throws in. That's a called strike at 1:06 p.m. for first pitch. Velasquez from the full line. Here he comes. Just a little outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 47 degrees, sunny skies. Not a cloud in the sky from our view. Slight wind going from left to right at 6 miles per hour. 1-1 pitch. Tad upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Egner mentioned he leads the team with a .355 clip at the plate. Swings and fouls this one off, 2-2. Also leads the team with 22 hits on the season. He's driven in 11, no homers. Also, when he is on the base paths, can use some speed. 11 for 13 on the year when it comes to stealing bases. 2-2 breaking ball, doesn't quite bend over to get the strike zone. Count now full, 3-2. Pitch is grounded over to short. Evan Cornwell throws to first in time for the out. 1 up, 1 down to start game 1 of this doubleheader for Sebastian Velasquez. Now he'll face Tripp Capers, the left fielder for Jefferson. But let's look at this Post defense. Moving first from left to right in the outfield. Gil Dolan, Joey Cohen, and Kevin Diaz. Third to first in the infield. We'll give it to you after this next pitch from Velasquez. Capers takes up an in-ball 1. Hunter Keller, Evan Cornwell, Jesse Alfala, and Max DiFrancesco. That goes third to first in the infield. Velasquez's battery mate is Manny Contreras, who steals that pitch for a called strike to even things up at 1-1. Capers a transfer as well for Jefferson. That one's low, 2-1. Played at George Mason. He was mostly off the bench and in games that had gotten out of hand. Only a freshman then. Now he's a sophomore. 2-1. Doesn't quite break in that time. 3 balls and a strike. Mostly a pinch runner, Capers was in his few appearances last season. Has some speed. 3-1 is lined foul off of Capers' bat. Capers on the season, making his team-leading 20th start alongside the man on deck, Andrew Hullab. He leads the team when it comes to steals, mentioning his speed, 16 for 18 on the year. Another full count. All ready for Velasquez. He comes home. That's right on the corner, a called strike 3. Capers sent down looking for the second out of this first. So here is Andrew Hullab, the third baseman, hitting third. Velasquez has retired the first 2 hitters of this game. First pitch taken at the knees for a called strike. Hullab on the season, second on the team, hitting .328. Mentioned he's tied with Capers with his team-leading 20th start in this first game of the doubleheader. Another one taken just off the outer corner. Also for Hullab, 2 home runs, a team-leading 20 RBI, also 32 total bases. When you put all of his hits together, 1-1 is fouled off, 1-2. He's tied for second on the team with 13 RBI alongside Luis Vito Mora. Mora was scratched from this Game 1 lineup, and for the time being, as that's chopped foul on the lineup card for Post's head coach in Pat Horvath. Velasquez ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, trying to work a 1-2-3 first. He comes home. Another one worked foul. Hullab out of Bronxville, New York. Pitch to him. Another one fouled off. Keeping things going. 6'3", 215 pounds, listed as a utility player for Jefferson. He's on the hot corner at third in the field today in Game 1. Another pitch and another foul worked off the bat of Hullab. He's making Velasquez work. Next one offered is taken inside. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Hullab 1 for 3 yesterday with a double. Drove in 2. Here's the 2-2. Check swing. Appeal over to first. No, Hullab held back. The third batter faced for Sebastian Velasquez, and the third full count that batter has worked against it. He comes home again. Breaking ball. Hit over to third and just out of the reach of Keller. That dribbles down the line in the left field. A base hit and past the sliding Dolan. Heading into second with a sliding 2-out double, Andrew Hullab. Now his team leading 6th 2-bagger in 2026. And throughout the whole at bat, you saw Hullab working off of pitch after pitch from Velasquez. Hit one fair that hugged inside the line at third out of the reach of Keller. Continued to dribble down the left field line. Now he's on second. Here's the cleanup hitter, Vincent Favada. Favada takes the first pitch breaker for a strike. 0-1. Favada on the year. As this next pitch comes in, outside, it bounces in front of the catcher Contreras, 1-1. Exact 250 hitting clip. As one of the just 2 Jefferson triples on the season. A home run and 6 RBI. He has a chance here to make that 7. 1-1 pitch. Bouncing right back to Velasquez. He throws to first, and it is out of the reach of the first baseman, DeFrancesco, and past him. In the process, Holub will come in to score on the errant throw, and it is 1-0 Jefferson here in the first. There's a little bit of a bouncer right back to the mound, and Velasquez just shanked the throw, threw it to the left of DeFrancesco's glove. Favada simply stayed at first after. Holub scores 1-0 Jefferson. First pitch taken by the first baseman Mason Coyne for a ball. Coyne hitless yesterday, up and in. Forces him to lean back, ball 2. Did reach on a walk, also scored on the season. Coyne now making his 9th appearance and 6th start. 350, 7 for 20 at the plate. Runner on the move. Pitch is taken for a strike, and there will be no throw. Favada swipes second. Sixth steal of the season for Favada. And now some miscommunication almost between Coyne and the home plate umpire about whether time was given or called. No violation. We play on. Time is stopped for the pitch clock zooming in. And again, Coyne checking with the home plate umpire. The count is 3-1. Scoreboard says 2-1. We'll update as per the home plate umpire. Now the 3-1. That misses, ball 4. So after Sebastian Velasquez retired the first 2 hitters fairly easily, a double, an error, and a walk. 3 through 5 in the Jefferson lineup have gotten on base. And now the DH Colin Wilson will step up to the box. Velasquez eyes at second. Now he comes home. Downstairs, ball 1. Wilson on the year. 1 for 3. This is just his 5th appearance, but it is his first start. 1 man driven in all year. 1-0. Up and in. He leans back. Ball 2. Now you might wonder if that double and then that awkward throw from Velasquez has him off his rhythm. Still needs just 1 out. And he steps off. Runner caught between second and third. Stumbling over towards third. Eventually being tagged out is Vincent Favada. And that is exactly how the inning ends. Well, 2 runs, or rather 1 run in, but 3 runners reach for Jefferson. Post takes their first hacks at the plate when we come back. back here on the CACC Digital Network and on YouTube, courtesy of Post University. For the bottom of the first inning of this first game of the doubleheader from Municipal Stadium between Post and Jefferson. Jefferson got a run in on an error that will be unearned to Sebastian Velasquez. And we now open the bottom of the first with Gil Dolan at the plate. Again, looking through this Post lineup: Dolan, Cohen, Hartman, Contreras, Alfala, Keller, Cornwell, DeFrancesco, Diaz. Dolan leads off against Sabian Rivera. First pitch from the righty goes to the fence, ball one. Dolan led off yesterday, 2 for 5, scored 2 times, struck out 3. 286 hitter after yesterday's game. Next pitch to him is called on the outside corner, regardless of whether or not Dolan checked his swing, 1-1. Also on the year, Dolan a home run and 12 RBI. Right on left the pitch. Hit in the air, foul, third base side. That will be watched out of play by Andrew Holub and Julio Fermetta Gomez, third baseman and catcher for this Jefferson fielding arrangement. We'll give you the Rams and how they look in the field after this at-bat with Dolan wraps. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes after the foul. Another one hit out of play on the left side. One, two is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dolan, a transfer from University of Massachusetts. Debuted last March. 2-2 is called for strike 3, and the former Minuteman is rung up. He's not too pleased with the call. Both pitchers ringing someone up on strikes in their respective halves of the first. Joey Cohen to the plate. Team leading .392 hitting clip, 8 RBI on the year. Rivera with the first pitch. Low ball 1. Left to right in the outfield for Jefferson. Trip Capers, Jordan Tiburcio, and Vincent Pavada. Third through first in the infield, Andrew Holub, Alexi Goldhill, Justin Egner, and Mason Coyne. 1-0, showing Button pulling back. Though breaking the plane is Cohen. 1 ball, 1 strike. The catcher in Julio Fermetta Gomez is the battery mate to Sabian Rivera. 1-1 pitch. Called strike. Some thought it was a little high. And already from Post, Ray Skold near his coach's box saying, let's go. Get back in this game. 1-2 pitch. Chopped, fair territory. Third baseman Holub throws to first. It is bouncing away from Coyne. Cohen reaches. And already with Jefferson making some noise in their dugout, the home plate umpire kind of waving off and saying, all right, calm down. Here's Andrew Hartman after Cohen reaches. Hartman, a lefty hitter, working against the righty Rivera. Throw back to first, pickoff attempt. Nowhere near was Coyne stepping on the bag. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Hartman just 1 for 5 yesterday. This was a Post lineup that had 11 hits and still ended up losing 8-7. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th. Ultimately couldn't get that one more to tie and play on. 1-0 pitch, hit high in the air, out to left field. Trip Capers moving in, finding it in the sun, and he makes the catch for the second down. Going after the one-out single, and then the fly out to Hartman. It pits Manny Contreras to the plate. Contreras had a big game, 4 RBI, 3 for 4 yesterday in Pennsylvania. Runner on the move, pitch outside, throw to second, on a hop, not in time. Cohen swipes second base. Both teams at the minimum getting someone on base and a steal in their respective first halves of the inning. Cohen swipes his 6th bag on the year in as many tries. Takes a solid 3-stride lead off of second. Rivera looks back, fires low, ball 2. On the season for Contreras, .378 hitter. Team leader in hits as well as doubles and homers. That one's in there, 2-1. 31 hits on the season. The thing is, 17 of them have come for extra bases, 12 doubles, a triple, and 4 long balls. The 2-1. Hit in the air to center. Moving in towards his left, Jordan Tiburcio, he makes the catch. And this side is retired in posts half of the first. They get a 1-out hit, and that runner is left on base. We're through 1. It is Jefferson 1 and Post nothing on the CACC Digital Network. To the second we go from Municipal Stadium, game 1 of this doubleheader between Post and Jefferson. Jefferson up 1-0 after getting Sebastian Velasquez to throw 30 pitches in the first inning. The run came in on an error from Velasquez trying to throw out Vincent Favada after it was a ground ball hit right back to the mound. Here, though, was Colin Wilson at the plate. Takes first pitch outside, ball 1. It's 6, 7, and 8 for Jefferson. Wilson, Gomez, and Goldhill. 1-0. Hit out to right in a foul territory first base side and out of play. 1-1. Now, Wilson was already at the plate in this game. He was at the plate in the bottom of the first before that third out was recorded on the base paths when Bovada was picked off between second and third. Good breaking ball from Velasquez. Drops in there for a strike 1 and 2. Because that was the third out, Wilson back at the plate to open up the second. Before Bovada got picked off after Velasquez retired the first 2 hitters, 3 straight Rams had reached base. 1-2. Breaking ball down and away. 2 and 2. Wilson again making just his 5th appearance of the season, his first start of the year. 2-2. High pop-up. Third base side. Down in front of us to our left. Contreras won't be able to play that. It goes over the fencing. Pitch clock will reset, and Wilson will step back into the box for Jefferson, who's a very solid team on the road in the games they've played. 2-2 pitch, grounded foul. Slightly up the line at third. They're 8-11 on the year. 4 of those 8 wins have come on the road. They're 4-5 when they're designated as the away team. You can add a win from neutral site games as that 2-2 is popped up into shallow center field into that Bermuda Triangle. Luckily coming in with a slide, Joey Cohen makes the catch. Went down to the grass for that out. But for Jefferson as a team, they're 8-11 overall, 4-5 on the road, and 1-4 in games where it's a neutral site. 5 of their 8 wins have come when they haven't been playing at home, though one of their wins at home came yesterday against these same Eagles. First pitch swinging, grounder foul from Julio Fermetta Gomez at the plate. Fermetta Gomez enters today, 224. That's his hitting clip. He's driven in 8 on the year. Velasquez, after getting the leadoff man out, peers in and comes home. Line drive, center field, charging in and having to go down into a dive. Making the catch again, Joey Cohen. With a flip of the cap from the shortstop in Evan Cornwell, as that's now 2 back-to-back plays for the center fielder. Alexi Goldhill now at the plate. Look at those teal batting gloves and the teal bat to match. He takes the first pitch strike. Alexi, as the pitch is a called strike on the inner black to him, 0-2. On the season, 269 hitter, 17th start and game of the year, team leading 19 runs, no homers, 9 RBI. The 0-2. Grounder yanked towards short. Cornwell is there. His throw to first forces DeFrancesco to reach up, but he makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 second recorded for Sebastian Velasquez and Post. We're through an inning and a half. Eagles trail 1-0 on the CACC Digital Network. Bottom two for Municipal Stadium. Game one of this doubleheader, Jefferson and Post. Jefferson leading 1-0 as Post's number 5 hitter, Jesse Alfala, comes to the plate. Righty against the righty, Sabian Rivera. Alfala, Keller, and Cornwell. 5, 6, and 7 for Post. First time through for the Rams righty. His first pitch, fouled back, 0-1. Alfala on the season, making his 19th appearance, 18th start, just under 300. Doesn't exactly qualify. He's right below that line, but he's hitting at 297. 0-1 is down and into him near the ankles. 1 ball, 1 strike. 13 RBI on the year. A hit away from getting to 20 on the season. Be nice to get that right before March turns over to April. 1-1 breaking ball drops in at the knees, called strike 1 and 2. One-two offering, cut on and missed for strike 3. Rivera strikes out the first hitter for his first 2 innings. Got Dolan looking to lead off the bottom of the first, and now out back end. He's retired 4 of the 5 hitters he's faced, and now Hunter Keller comes in. Keller yesterday 2 RBI, 1 for 5 with a run scored in the 8-7 loss. First pitch taken at the knees, strike 1. Keller on the year, a .330 hitter. He's the only one that's played in every game for Post in 2026. That's in the dirt, 1-1. Leads the team in at-bats, 91. Also been hit by a pitch, a team leading 7 times. Not ideal for any hitter. Foul tips that one into the mid of the catcher, Gomez, 1-2. He barely leads that category by 1 over a pair of his teammates. He swings and misses, striking out here. 3 strikeouts through 6 batters faced for Sabian Rivera. Did mention his last start in a 7-inning doubleheader complete game victory. He had 6 strikeouts, already up to 3. His first pitch is a called strike on the outer corner to Evan Cornwell. Cornwell, 288 hitter. Tied team leading 3 triples with 21 RBI. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball towards second on a pair of hops. Egner throws to Coyne. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. Started by a pair of strikeouts for Sabian Rivera. No runs, no hits. No men left down through 2. Jefferson leads Post 1-0 in Game 1 of the doubleheader on the CACC Digital Network. Top of the third inning on the CACC Digital Network. Jefferson leads Post 1-0. Game one of this doubleheader from Municipal Stadium. Jordan Tiburcio, the only man in the lineup that hasn't faced Velasquez, now is in at the box. He takes a first pitch strike just above the knee. 0-1. Next one. Spat on it. It's down. 1-1. Tiburcio did not play in the game yesterday between these two teams. He chops one to short, moving his way back. Cornwell right to the lip of the grass. His throw is a little up the line, but the first baseman, DeFrancesco, is able to catch and spin around to tag the runner. Since those three runners reached on a double, the error by Velasquez, and the walk, the Post starter has now retired 4 in a row. And it's the second time through the lineup for Velasquez, facing Justin Egner. He grounded out to short to open the afternoon. Takes a first pitch strike, mid-thigh high. Egner was the first of 5 men to come to the plate back in a 30-pitch first inning. That's where the lone run in this game scored. Hit out towards right center. That one drops. Base hit for Egner. Floated that one well over Alfala's head at second, and Diaz couldn't run in from right to make a play. Second hit of the game for Jefferson. And a one-out base runner is there for Trip Capers. He went down on strikes back in the first, 0 for 1. Mentioned Egner has some speed. Pickoff over to first, saying Velasquez knows. 11 for 13 on the season on the base paths. Second on the team behind the man at the plate when it comes to steals and steal attempts. Capers 16 for 18. I believe that might have been a pitch clock. Talk either way, home plate umpire came out and told someone that couldn't do what he was doing. Didn't quite get the best look. Capers at the plate, pitch to him in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Contreras. Ball 2. Or is that ball 1? Scoreboard reads ball 1. Capers had time. Now he's back in at the plate. And now that's a pitch clock violation, I believe, on the hitter. Didn't quite make the eye contact he needed to. And now he does. Now he can play. Pick off over to first. Not in time. Another time, Egner dives back in safely. Velasquez faking another quick throw over to first before returning to the hill. Seen mind games through this third so far. Top the third just. And another pickoff over to first. No tag even attempted by DeFrancesco. Isn't like pro baseball with the disengagement number that you have. You can keep going for it. Pitch in. Breaking ball is up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Slightly above Capers' waist. Not quite reaching his hands. Velasquez, if he was trying to go for a curveball, didn't get that. The slider was elevated. Yanked towards third and past the diving Keller in a left. Back-to-back base hits for Jefferson. From the top 2 men in their lineup, Justin Egner and Trip Capers. after getting the number 9 hitter Tiburcio to ground out to short. It's back-to-back singles for the top of this Jefferson lineup. And now Andrew Holub, who had a double to left, comes back in. He was the man who scored in the first on the errant throw from the pitcher Velasquez towards first. Takes a first pitch strike right at the bottom of the zone. Slightly above the shin guard, 0-1. Holub's double was his 6th of the season. Velasquez 2 looks to second. Now he comes home, down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the thing when the top part of the lineup, especially those first 5 hitters, 1-1, outside 2-1. They got to see so many pitches because Velasquez threw 30 in the first alone. And when it comes to tendencies that they were able to pick up and relay to the rest of their lineup, they got a wide look at his arsenal. It's probably why they're putting together these strong at-bats. 2-1. Grounded foul off the top of the post dugout at third, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second, 1 away, top 3. Velasquez, after 2 looks to second, throws high. And Holub ducks out of the way. That was up and in. I would say chin music, but Holub immediately crouched down, so I guess I wouldn't quantify as that, but the count is full regardless. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Velasquez taking the pitch. Swinging a grounder foul at third. Some argument by a few of the men down near the end of the post dugout as to whether or not they were going to make the play. One man held back, the other realized he had to make a play, and they were conversing afterwards about what the other was thinking. The dealing. Line to right, base hit. Being waved in, Egner. He will score. First to third goes Capers, and it's an RBI single for Andrew Holub. He doubled in the first, then he brings in Jefferson's second run in the third, 2-0 Rams. Vincent Favada now comes to the plate. Holub, his team leading a 21st RBI, the only man with over 20 RBI now, as that one is laced out towards right center. Losing his cap and sliding to make the grab, Kevin Diaz. Runner tags in from third. Capers will score. Sac fly, Vincent Favada. 3-0 Jefferson. Second run here in this top of the third. All 5 batters that have faced Velasquez in this top of the third inning have put the ball in play. Here's Mason Coyne. Coyne, the 6th man to face Velasquez in this frame alone. First pitch. Yanked it down and away. Ball 1. Coyne walked to, or at least walked his last time in the first. He wasn't the last man to come to the plate in the first. That was Colin Wilson before Favada was picked off between second and third. Favada now, or I should say, it's Holub off of first. Down and away again, ball 2. Favada did bring a run in on the sac fly. His 7th RBI of the year. Now in this frame, 2 runs in on 3 hits. There is a man on base still. And Coyne is up 2 balls, no strikes in this count. Throw over to first. Head first dive for Favada, or I should say for Holub. He's back in safely. Coyne Had the quick Apple Watch in his back pocket for a check. Now he's back in a wide stance. Strike drops in there just above the knees, 2-1. PitchCom nowadays, you're seeing those watches and tablets used a lot more, as the 2-1 is a foul tip into the mid. Deuce is wild now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There was a time earlier in the season I was doing a game at Fairfield, and the overall pitch type, 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. As for that overall pitch device, it was having some troubles, but Velasquez gets out of this third, not before 2 runs come in on 3 hits with 1 man left on. Heading to the bottom of the third, Post trails Jefferson 3-0 here on the CACC Digital Network. Bottom of the third here at Municipal Stadium. Post trailing Jefferson 3-0. They have 8, 9, and 1 in their lineup against Sabian Rivera. First with those number 8, and rather that number 8 spot in the lineup, it's Max DiFrancesco, the first baseman for head coach Scold's group. First pitch. He flies that one to left. That one finds the grass. Base hit on a hop. Capers fields and throws it directly towards the shortstop Goldhill, keeping DiFrancesco for a first pitch, first swinging single. Second hit against Rivera, this first time through for the Eagles lineup. Now the number 9 hitter, Kevin Diaz, will work with a runner on. Rivera, quick motion, fires low, ball 1. Diaz, a .227 hitter, making his 15th start of the season. Pitch to him is a called strike at the bottom of the plate, 1-1. Diaz has 5 RBI on the year. Slotted again in that 9 spot, 1-1 pitch. He swings and misses, 1-2. It's been a little since Diaz played, but back on the 7th against Bentley, he went 2 for 4. Also a run score. 1-2 is outside into the backstop, moving up to second on the wild pitch. Max DiFrancesco. Rivera was wild on one of his pitches earlier on in the game. Didn't impact any form of play. There was no one on. But that one puts DeFrancesco up 90 feet. 2-2, grounded to first. Fielded there by Coyne. He'll take it himself to the bag, 3 unassisted. But Max DeFrancesco is now over at third. A sacrifice of sorts for Diaz. He grounds out, and Gil Dolan has a major opportunity with Post still looking for their first run. Jefferson 3, Post 0, bottom 3. 1 away with the man on third. Max DeFrancesco after opening with a single. First pitch, check swing, outside. Dolan held back, ball 1. Dolan was rung up on strikes in the first. It's the first of 3 Ks for Rivera. Corners pulled in, fouled off. It's Holub at third and Coyne at first if you're talking about the corner infielders for Jefferson. Both with at least 1 foot on the infield grass. 1-1. Another one hit out of play, foul, and Dolan kind of punches one of his ear flaps after. Not too happy he missed that one. Rivera's pitch. Fly ball to left field. Capers makes the catch. Runner tags. Throw will not be to the plate. It'll be cut off. And it's a sacrifice fly for Gil Dolan to get Post on the board. They're down 2. It's 3-1 Rams in the bottom of the third. So now both teams scoring in the third inning. Both teams getting a run courtesy of a sac fly. There's 2 away in the bottom of the third for Joey Cohen with the bases empty. Rivera's first pitch, down and away, ball 1. Cohen, before DeFrancesco opened this frame with a knock, had the lone hit for Post in the game. New baseball asked for by Rivera. He singled to third and then stole second for his 6th stolen base of the season. He was later stranded in scoring position after both Hartman and Contreras flew out to end the inning. 1-0 breaking ball drops in there for a strike to chest. 1-1. Kicking the pitch. Fastball right down the middle, taken for strike 2, 1-2. Cohen tapping himself on the helmet, knowing that that was a pitch he probably wanted. The sitting breaker. Rivera gave him the heat like he does here, but that one is low. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom 3. Jefferson 3, Post 1. Post getting on the board with a sac fly in this bottom of the third from Gil Dolan. 2-2 pitch is down and in. Count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. If need be, Andrew Hartman, who flew out to left in the first, is on deck. Rivera, a big breath. He comes home. Ground ball to short. Backhand pick, Goldhill. He throws to first, forcing a lunge from Coyne, and it is in time. But for Post, they do get on the board. A run in on a hit, but the run comes in on a sac fly. Nobody left on base through 3. It's Jefferson 3 and Post 1 in Game 1 of this doubleheader here on the CACC Digital Network. top four here at Municipal Stadium. Jefferson leads Post 3-1, first game of this doubleheader. Velasquez, who threw 3 innings, has thrown 64 pitches, will face 6, 7, and 8. Wilson, Gomez, and Goldhill for the second time. You think this could be Velasquez's last inning. First pitch, swinging a grounder over to third. Keller on the infield grass throws to first for the out. If he gets a few more like that, then won't necessarily ring true for this game. Julio Fermenta Gomez now comes to the plate. Leadoff hitter retired in this top of the fourth. Post does have a pitcher up in their bullpen. It's Logan Pulitano. Pitch to Gomez. And it hit him. Gomez hit by the pitch. And it was one pitch to get the first out of this inning. But after Gomez is hit by a pitch for the now team-leading 7th time, he's on first for Alexi Goldhill. Shows bunt, pulls back, called strike, bottom of the zone, 0-1. Goldhill 0-1, a ground out to short in the second. With the hit-by pitch to Gomez, Jefferson's got a runner on the base paths now for all 4 innings. Pickoff. No tag applied. Gomez head first dive in safely. Rather, 3 of the 4 innings now, it's been a runner on. Another pickoff attempt to first. Another time come up empty. First, third, and fourth have all been frames where Jefferson's gotten a runner on. It went down in order on just 12 pitches in the second, but besides that, 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. The Rams have done their work against Velasquez. We mentioned a few times already this afternoon, that first inning, he threw 30 pitches. Part of that is where he didn't help his own cause and had a ground out to himself that ended up being an error. Pick off to first. Not in time again. But those 30 pitches against the first 6 hitters, you could say, that's big, especially for adjustments for this lineup, as here is Goldhill with a line drive to left, and that's a base hit. Goldhill with a knock. Gomez to second. And Jordan Tiburcio, who also grounded to short in the third, comes to the plate here in the top of the fourth. Jefferson 3. Post 1. Post getting the run back on a sac fly in the bottom of the third from Gil Dolan. Jefferson, though, with first and second here in this early half of the fourth. The pitch to Tiburcio. Swing and a miss. Big curveball from Velasquez, strike 1. Pitch around the same spot, didn't find the zone. 1-1. Tiburcio, mentioned, hasn't been someone who's played every day for Jefferson. His 7th start of the year. Brought an RBI in last Saturday at Bridgeport. 1-1 showing bunt. Called strike on the bottom corner. Inside he calls time after. 1-2. Steps back into the box. Rather a quick check to see where the zone was for the home plate umpire's view. The next toss. Down and away in the dirt, forcing the catcher Contreras to have that quick reflexes to show he has the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next one in. Swing and a miss. Tiburcio strikes out. That's the third K for Sebastian Velasquez. But here's a big batter to try and get out of this top of the fourth. Justin Egner singled to right and scored in that two-run third for Jefferson. He opened the game by working a full count against Velasquez, and that kick-started that 30-pitch frame. First pitch, big breaking ball taken at the knees for strike one. Egner with the run scored, the third, ties for the team lead now with 19 alongside Alexi Goldhill. Goldhill on the base paths right now, 0-1, down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Singled to left earlier on in this fourth. Moved up Gomez to second. Gomez reached after a 1-out hit by pitch. Next one. Grounder, yanked left side. Bounces away from the shortstop Cornwell, and everyone is safe. Cornwell tried to get fancy. He was moving to that Derek Jeter territory. Went for the backhand, and he couldn't quite find it, and it was mid. Trickled a few paces towards third. Now the bases are juiced for Trip Capers. Gomez at third. Goldhill at second. Now Egner at first. Capers, who singled to left in the third. Prime time spot here to blow this one open. First pitch. Taken down and away. Breaking ball, ball one. Capers scored in the third on the sac fly from Vincent Vivada. Second run of that third pitch to him is a called strike on the outer black. 1-1. They rule that play to Cornwell, a base hit for Egner, his second of the game, in 3 at-bats. 1-1. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Velasquez really looking for that breaking ball down and away against righties to get those swings and misses. The Rams have been holding off on them for the time being. 2-1. High pop-up in the infield. Looking up behind second. It's the second baseman, and the ball bounces away from Alfalo. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, throw to the plate. Will there be a play at the plate? No, there won't. The runner is safe. There was a play at the plate, mind you. But there were no outs recorded on that one. Just like that, the bases have been emptied. And it is 6-1 Jefferson. It's a very sunny day. And that ball basically got lost in the sun. Andrew Holub probably didn't expect to be at the plate, but now he is in this top of the fourth inning. Swings and misses, rather tips the first pitch into the mid, strike one. That is a 3-run error. Don't see that every day. Pickoff attempt at first, not in time. Of those 3 runs, in the dirt, kicking to the right of Contreras, up to second goes Capers. Might have that be another wild pitch. So of the 6 runs that Velasquez has given up, only 2 of them are earned to his name. It's been a game 1 to say the least in the field. 4 post. Few looks back to second. Now Velasquez steps off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Andrew Holub. After the wild pitch, even the count. And pushed Capers, the speedy trip Capers, up to second. 1-1. Fouled off to the right side. Velasquez over 80 pitches. Look like Grace Gold is still holding on for a starter to get this 3rd out of the 4th. Especially with 7 more to play after the end of this game. Swing and a miss. Holub strikes out. 4th K for the starter, Velasquez. But 3 runs come in on 2 hits and an error. All 3 runs are unearned runs. And there's a runner stranded in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Jefferson 6 and post 1 on the CACC Digital Network. Back here at Municipal Stadium for the bottom of the 4th inning, Jefferson up 6-1 on Post. Post with their 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up against Sabian Rivera the 2nd time through. Sabian Rivera stays in this game for the visiting Jefferson Rams. He's done pretty solid. Just 2 hits given up and then a run in, but the run came in on a sac fly after a wild pitch and a ground out, moved the runner over. First pitch laid off by Andrew Hartman in the bottom of the 4th for ball 1. Hartman flew out to left field in the first, 0 for 1. Big lefty for Hartman, 6'4", 210 frame, 1-0. Taking on the outer corner for a strike, 1-1. It's Hartman, Contreras, and Alfala. Hartman and Contreras, those big 2 forces in the line of Contreras, especially with his bat. 4 post, 1-1 is also called on the outside corner, 1-2. Hartman shakes his head. Continues to do so. Might have thought that one was off that corner on the plate. In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll say props to Julio Fermetta Gomez for going for that 2nd strike on that back-to-back pitch. As long as you keep getting the call, might as well keep going there if you're a pitcher and catcher. Next one. Down low. Full count, 3-2, as Rivera's, for the time being, lost that command. Neither pitcher has Chopper over to third on a few hops. Hall up to first. Throw is up the line, but Coyne ends up tagging the running Hartman. Manny Contreras, who flew out to center, will wait now as a mound visit is being undertaken, and now it'll wrap up rather quickly. One of the post assistants, there are a few on this staff. Gunnar Hayes, Matt Rodriguez, and Albert Bobadilla came out, and it looks like maybe might have been just that Rivera wanted a new baseball. I'm not sure. I saw the catcher and Gomez do a quick throwing motion. That was a quick little mound visit. There wasn't really any discussion. One away, bottom four for Contreras, who takes the first pitch down and away, ball one. Mentioned that it was the post catcher who flew out to center in the first. Had the 4 RBI yesterday. He swings and fouls one off in this at bat at least, 1-1. You look at pitch count, Rivera and Velasquez have kind of had the opposite of days. 1-1. Fouled off, line towards the right side, 1-2. Rivera is just about at 50. Velasquez through 4 innings has 85 already, and you think with that fourth that might have been the last, because Post did have a pitcher up in the bullpen. Pitch home, swing, and just fouled off. Contreras will stay alive. Meanwhile, Rivera's been fairly stable. Did give up a hit in the first, but he went 1-2-3 in the second with a pair of strikeouts. Leadoff runner reached and later scored in the third, but besides that, basically no one's gotten on base. Contreras leans out of the way. Slight Soto shuffle attempt, it looked like, staring down the pitcher Rivera, 2-2. Not quite able to take that full step out, but he kept his eyes on the mound. The 2-2. Outside. Count moves full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes. Contreras working a good at bat against Rivera. Pitch home, grounded to third, and into left field, a base hit for Manny Contreras. Takes the turn at first. It'll be kept to a single, but it's a 1-out knock for the post catcher. .32nd hit of the year for Manny Contreras. And there's a man on for Jesse Alfalo, who struck out in the second. Ball 1. Jefferson 6. Post 1. Bottom 4. Municipal Stadium in Connecticut. Wow. Good movement on that pitch to find the inner black just above the knees. 1-1. Trying to debate whether that was a slider or a cutter. Looked more like a cutter to me. That one looked more slider-ish, and he gets the swing and miss. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the stretch home, and rather from the quick throw, it's fouled off. Wasn't really any motion from that lead step from Rivera on that last pitch. Let's see if he goes back to it. He keeps doing it. Ground ball to short. It is picked up. Throw over to first. And it is just in time. They try to go for the back pick to second, and the runner Contreras is hit by the throw. Now he kind of hobbles up a little bit to make sure that he's all right. There's 2 away and a man on second for Hunter Keller. Great move by Goldhill. He was tracking the ball. He was thinking double play or not. By the time he got the ball, there wouldn't have been that double play. Went for the out to first. Got it. Now Keller works in a 2-out spot with a runner on second in the bottom of the 4th. Post down 5. Swings at the first pitch. Grounder to third. Out of the glove of Holub. He throws to first and still gets that one in time over to Coyne for the out. A single by Manny Contreras is for naught as the runner is left stranded through 4. It's Jefferson 6 and post 1 here on the CACC Digital Network. To the 5th we go from Municipal Stadium. First game of the doubleheader between Jefferson and Post. Rams lead this one 6-1. And Sebastian Velasquez, 85 pitches deep, is out here for the 5th inning. First game of the doubleheader. First pitch, swinging a foul tip. It goes off the bat and off the home plate umpire's helmet, but he's fine. Strike 1. Velasquez on the season. He's gone 4 innings now 4 times. That one finds the zone. Strike 2. One more strike at the plate or an out in the field, and he has his longest start of the year. Pitch in is called. Strike 3 on the outer black. 5th strikeout for Velasquez, which also is his season high, as he now has his longest appearance of the year. He has by far his longest number of pitches on the season as well. Misses high for ball 1. Back in February on the 28th against Cedarville, threw 80 pitches. He's already well past 80 now. Goes behind the hitter. Coyne ducks out of the way. Two balls and no strikes to the 0-for-1 Coyne, who walked in the first. 2-0, gets a swing and a miss. 2-1. Next pitch from the full line, swing and a miss, got him to chase it. A fastball that was around his ankles, 2-2. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the 4th and start the 5th for Velasquez. Hit over towards second, charging in and not able to make a play as the ball went underneath his glove was Jesse Alfala, and really the grass in the infield gave that one a tough hop. Rather, as I look out at second, I believe that might have been Ryan Davey at second. I saw the number, and the number by no means was 32. And that's a pitch clock violation for a strike on the batter. 0-1. We'll have to get eyes on that and see if it was new second baseman with Ryan Davey coming in. Wearing a single-digit jersey, 0-1, down and away in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it is Davey. We do have confirmation. So you assume that Alfala's spot in the lineup as a pickoff attempt doesn't result in any tag. Is done at least for this game 1 of the doubleheader. The game 2 that will follow will only be 7 innings. You could always factor into the lineup there. Had that rough play earlier on, 1-1 in the dirt, kept in front by the catcher Contreras, 2-1. We're right behind second base. It was a high fly ball that was barely near the outfield grass, and ball dropped out of the reach of Alfala. 3 runs came in to score. That's why this game is 6-1. That's the main difference. Another pickoff attempt at first, not in time. So now it's the freshman Ryan Davey over at first. Arizona native. 2-1. Big breaking ball, and it gets a whiff. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now with the move for Davey, you can kind of pick the dots at least from my perspective, from that between inning break. I'll tell you more about it after the next pitch. Breaking ball is high, full count 3-2, where Ray Skold went to the home plate umpire, and I caught him say a few words. I didn't know exactly what they were, but now that I remember them, he was saying it was 32 for 1, and that was the official change. That's what's in the field right now. Full count offering. Fouled off. Going to reach down the error. That's, by the way, the 3rd error of the game for Post. Still off with Wilson at the plate. That's down and in. Ball 4. After getting the leadoff man down on strikes, it's first and second for Julio Fermetta Gomez. Velasquez still continuing to pitch. Post has an arm up in their bullpen. Again, it looks to be Logan Pulatano. He was up pitching earlier and then he stopped, but now it looks like he's back throwing. Here's Fermetta Gomez, reached on a hit by pitch. His last time up in the 4th. He's also lined out to center. First toss. Down and in. At the shoe tops, ball 1. And Velasquez is now over 100 pitches. Yes, the doubleheader follows with only 7 innings. But Ray Skold's trying to get the most out of his starting arm. 1-0. Taken for a strike. Breaking ball dropped in there to the middle of the plate. 1-1 the count. 3rd time through the order for Sebastian Velasquez. He'll have to dance out of trouble once again. 1-1. Down and away. Breaking ball. Didn't find the corner that the spot was intended for. 2-1. Gomez later scored on that 3-run error on that high pop-up that fell on the outfield grass. 2-1. Off the outer edge, 3-1. A little hop from Velasquez. Really thought the spot was there. The catcher, Gomez, at the plate. Look to second. Velasquez a second time. His pitch home. Chopped foul. Just off the end of the bat for Gomez to keep things alive. Full count, 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Velasquez eyes at second where Coyne stands. He's dancing off of second. Now the pitch home. Fly ball, left center field. Maneuvering underneath to make the catch. Still is Cohn who makes the catch as Coyne feigns an attempted tag for second. He gets a run back to second base before he could even have tried to tag. That is a massive second out in this top of the 5th inning. Jefferson leads post 6-1. And Alexi Goldhill, who singled to left in the 4th, comes up again. 1 for 2. He's also grounded out to short. First pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Away in this top of the 5th. Pitch home. Taken for a strike. Just above the belt. Against the teal gloved and teal batted Goldhill. Not quite the same tone as the light blue for the Jefferson Rams. Takes another strike on the outer black now. 1-2. Jefferson has a baby blue for accents and then that dark navy for the majority of their Rams logo. 1-2. Breaking ball, chopped to third, and it is called foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. 2 away, top 5. Velasquez looking to get out of another jam. 2 more twirls of the bat. And now at the plate, Goldhill is ready. Pitch home. Runner on the move to third. Fly ball out to right. Looks fairly routine for Diaz, who comes in to make the catch. And the side is retired here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, an error, and 2 men left on halfway through. 6-1 Jefferson over Post on the CACC Digital Network. Back here on the CACC Digital Network and from Municipal Stadium, game one of the doubleheader between Jefferson and Post. It is Jefferson 6 and Post 1. Bottom three in the Eagles lineup. Cornwell, DeFrancesco, and Diaz face Sabian Rivera once again. First pitch from Rivera outside for ball one. He looks towards his catcher Gomez and says, "That's my bad." Little off the spot that you had in mind. 1-0. That's a called strike on the outside corner. 1-1. So he follows right back by painting the outer edge. Facing Cornwell, who's grounded out to second and is only a bat back in the second. 1-1. Ground ball towards second. Right there, Justin Egner, his throw to first in time. Since the sac fly by Gil Dolan to bring in Max DeFrancesco, 5 of the 6 men that have come to the plate since against Rivera have grounded out in the infield. Twice to short, twice to third, and now Cornwell to second. Contreras, the one man who didn't ground out, singled to left. He was later stranded to end the 4th inning. Max DeFrancesco sees the first pitch breaking ball drop into the zone for a strike. 0-1. DeFrancesco was the man who scored on the sac fly from Dolan back in the 3rd. He had an interesting way around the base paths before scoring. Takes a second pitch strike on the outer black 0-2. Single to left, moved up to second on a wild pitch, then to third on a 3 unassisted ground out before scoring on the sac fly. 0-2, he swings and misses for strike 3. 4th gag for Sabian Rivera. It's 2 up, 2 down in this home half of the 5th for the number 9 hitter and the right fielder in Kevin Diaz. Diaz grounded out to first, 0-1. Rivera's making some strong work against these post hitters. Swings and missing. Swinging and missing. Kevin Diaz. 0-1. Logan Pulitano again getting some throws in the bullpen for Post down and in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. The starter in Velasquez has thrown 111 pitches. 1-1 fouled off, right back to the man on deck, and Dolan ends up picking it back. Throws it to the catcher, Gomez, who gives it to the home plate umpire. That was a nice little sequence. One, 2. Down and away. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Jefferson 6, Post 1, bottom 5. Next pitch. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop ranging near second. Goldenhill, his throw to first just in time. 1, 2, 3. Go the Eagles against Rivera. The bottom 3 to be exact. Through 5, the Rams lead the Eagles 6-1 on the CACC Digital Network. Back here at Municipal Stadium on the CACC Digital Network, also on YouTube, courtesy of Post University Athletics. Because the Eagles have a new pitcher on the mound. Sebastian Velasquez's day is done, and he will be replaced by another right-hander. And the sophomore Logan Pulitano, 5'9", went to Arlington High School from Beekman, New York. Making his 9th appearance of the season, 12 Ks over 19 frames, 2-0 with an ERA under 3 at 2.84. Technically slots him in at third on the team, but considering the leading man and Schmidt just made one appearance, you could say he's the second best ERA on the squad. Final line for Sebastian Velasquez, 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, not all of them earned, only 2 were. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. He threw 111 pitches, by far his longest start, both pitch-wise and inning-wise of the season. 70 of them were strikes. Righty Pulitano misses to Ty Bercio for ball 1 to start the 6th. Bercio for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. 1-0. That's the strike there, right at the knee height, 1-1. Next pitch. Breaking ball just beneath the bottom of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. It's 9-1-2. Tiburcio, Egner, and Capers. Egner and Capers, those 2 very top bats in this Jefferson lineup. 2-1 pitch. Called right at the bottom of the plate. 2-2. And Tiburcio looks back near to us to kind of, in a way, without actually doing it, roll his eyes. He wasn't the most pleased with the call. He has to work with a 2-2 count. The breath from Politano in the pitch. Line drive into center field. Base hit. Jordan Tiburcio. Might have had some extra mustard on that swing after that last strike call. But he reaches to set things up for Justin Egner, who's already gotten a pair of hits in this one. Single to right and a short. The 7th hit of the game for Jefferson. They put up 6 runs on 7 hits. As for Post, 1 run on 3. First pitch, breaking ball high. Ball 1. Egner's also scored twice. He scored on the RBI single by Andrew Hollub, and then that 3-base and 3-run, I should say, scoring error. 1-0 is low, ball 2. Capers was simply going up to first base on the air, and he stood there. While Gomez, Goldhill, and Egner all scored on the ball that dropped in the outfield grass. 2-0. In the dirt, ball 3. Capers on deck. He is 1 for 3 because the error, though he reached, does not count as a hit in any way. Rung up on strikes back in the first. 3-0. Taking all the way, and there's a strike with a fastball just above the knees. 3-1. Egner nearly completely stepped all the way out of the box when taking that pitch. Sun now back over the field, over to first. Pickoff attempt, not there. Pitch. Low, ball 4. Start for Logan Pulitano. A single and a walk to make it first and second for Trip Capers. Top of the 6th, Jefferson 6, Post 1. 1 away, or rather, none away, 2 outs. Capers showing bunt. He pulls back. Takes a strike at the knees. 0-1. The catcher, Contreras, steps out in front of home plate to try and give some new defensive fielding arrangements. Home plate umpire says a few words over near the bench for Post. Worked from behind his perch. I think it was something to do with whether or not time was called. Again, showing bunt. Capers pulls back. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-1. There already is a lefty throwing, Gavin Deignan, in the bullpen for Post. Another time showing bunt. Another time Capers pulls back. Pitch in. Called strike at the bottom of the plate. 1-2. If Deignan breaking ball, and Capers swings and misses. Buatano gets his first out with a K. 6 strikeout by Post pitching in this one. Andrew Holub comes to the plate. I was saying if Deignan comes into this game, it'll be his 7th appearance on the year. 1-0. The skyrocketed ERA near 12. Holub, an RBI single, a double, and a strikeout. Works here in the top of the 6th with first and second and 1 out. First pitch, he swings and fouls it off. Long trip around for Holland. For him after that swing, he went through the lefty batter's box, then behind the perch between the home plate umpire and Contreras. Now he's back set up in an open stance. Look to second. Politano a second time. Now he comes home. Both runners on the move. Check swing. It's in the dirt, and it's a double steal. So Tiburcio is over at third. Egner now at second. One and one. New spot for Holland at the plate. Pitch to him. He swings and fouls this one to the right side. Ball and 2 strikes. Second and third. Pitch home. Outside. 2-2. Time is called because coming in to talk things over with the home plate umpire looks to be Pat Horvath, the head coach for Jefferson. Wanted to say a few things rather to his hitter. Obviously with college baseball, you see that happening with coaches where they can call time and give a few words to their hitters. You compare that to the pros where that time for talking is mostly when it's a mound visit and you get to return, maybe talk to the first or third base coaches if you're on the base paths or near the dugout as well. Talk to the manager. 2-2. Down and away, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tiburcio at third, Egner at second. Full count, 1 away, top 6. 6-1 Jefferson over Post. Pitch home. In the dirt, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Massive spot for Vincent Favado. Vincent Favada, it's kind of pronounced the same way as you would Nevada. Steps into the play. Sack fly, reaching on an error. He's been rung up on strikes. He watches a first pitch, miss outside for ball one. Long Island native. It is Favana at the plate. Pitch on. 1-0 is a breaking ball that finds the inside corner. Called strike, 1-1. Pulatano already over 20 pitches in this inning. His first from stepping out of the bullpen. He's gotten just one out. With the situation, it could be easier to get two. Breaking ball drops in there at the top of the zone for a strike. He looks over to his coach at third, kind of like, come on. The coach is saying you gotta deal with it. The consistency is there. It's up to the hitters to adjust. 1-2. Breaking ball, hit out towards right. Backtracking and now spinning around. Kevin Diaz moves in towards his left, makes the catch. Throw to the plate after the runner tags is up the line. And Favana brings a run in on a sac fly to right. Tiburcio scores. Egner also moves up to third. Make it 7-1 Jefferson here in the top of the sixth. Runners on the corners and 2 out for Mason Coyne. He's walked, reached on an error, and gone down swinging. Again up in the bullpen for Post. Lefty freshman Gavin Dignan. The pitch home. Fastball for a strike. Right on the hard 0-1. Jefferson has scored in 4 of 6 innings they've come to the plate. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, drops in on the outer corner. Afterwards, the runner moves up and swipes second. Holub with a steal. Holub with his second steal of the year. Third steal of the inning, if my count serves correctly, for Jefferson. Pitch home. Popped up, first base side. First baseman reaching out. Max DiFrancesco, he makes the catch. This side is retired. Not before Jefferson gets a run in on a hit. The run comes in on a sac fly. They do end up stranding someone on the base paths. Make it 2. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 7-1 ball game. Jefferson over Post on the CACC Digital Network. Bottom of the 6th here at Municipal Stadium. Jefferson up 7-1 on post. Top of the lineup and Gil Dolan. They'll come to the plate. Top 3 for the third time against Rivera. First pitch, check swing, strike, 0-1. Dolan as the lone RBI on a sac fly for Post. Just avoids getting hit on that pitch, 1-1. Went down on strikes in the first. 1-1 is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Missing away again from the pitcher Rivera. 3 balls and a strike. He was looking at his finger after. Not had the pitch grip correctly. 3-1. He had the grip there on the outer black. Moves the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's his second straight start moving through more than 4 innings as Dolan fouls that one off. His last 3 now, he's gone more than 4. 3-2 is called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. And Dolan goes down. Second time that Dolan is caught looking, and for the 5th time in this one, Rivera strikes out a hitter. Joey Cohen at the plate, single and a ground out to short. Bottom 6, Jefferson 7, a post 1, first pitch, and that's the backstop. Ball 1. Rivera now into the 80 pitches range. Big breath, he comes home. Up and in with a breaking ball. Ball 2, and few times now he's looked at his fingers. I'm hoping it's just a grip thing. You don't want pitchers, obviously. Blisters can come about. That's never ideal. Ground ball to short. Coming in, Goldhill is throw to first in time by a half step. Cohen rolls over, and Andrew Hartman will now come to the plate. The 6'4" left-hander. A lefty hitter, I should say. Lefty hitter because as I look through the roster, Hartman indeed throws righty. Looks to my knowledge only one pure lefty on this post roster. First pitch up and in for ball 1. It's Evan Erglavich, who is also a first baseman. Well, Hartman is the DH. He's kept to the outfield mostly. 1-0 pitch. That's a rocket up the middle into center field. Base hit for Andrew Hartman. Third time through, Hartman, who's grounded out and flown out before, probably seen the full arsenal, and gets a 2-out knock to center. And Manny Contreras comes to the plate. That fresh 18 on the pitch timer is on the way and going. Time is called. Not sure if there were some words exchanged between Coyne and the hitter Hartman or not. But the home plate umpire's behind the plate, and we're ready to resume. First toss. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Contreras singled to left his last time up, stranded at second base to end the 4th. He's also flown out to center. Time called. Home plate umpire was resetting with the pitch clock. Pitch home. Nearly to the backstop, if not for the catcher, Gomez lunging towards his right. 2-1. Nearing the 2-hour mark in this game. 1-1. Down and away again. 2 balls and a strike. First pitch came in at 1:06. This is Eastern time. As of right now, it's 3:03. An hour 57. 2-1. Grounded foul. Over near the tarp in left field. Looks to me like the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Rivera so far, 5 2/3 innings pitched, an earned run given up on 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Very, very solid stuff from Sabian. His pitch home. Yank foul. And the post arm who had ran over to the tarp to get that last foul ball made his way back to the rest of his friends. He now has to return to run over to the tarp to get the second foul ball. Either way, we'll reset. Next pitch. Grounded foul to third, this time off the fencing. So that time the ball dribbles out into the field of play, and one of the catchers has to run out and get it. Luckily, it doesn't have to be the third in a row for that other Eagle who was running around. Another pitch from Rivera. Swing and a miss. Flame throws a fastball for strike 3. He's talking his talk as he goes off the hill. And through 6, Jefferson leads 7-1 on the CACC Digital Network. About to start the 7th inning in Municipal Stadium on the CACC Digital Network. It's Jefferson and Post, the Rams leading the Eagles 7-1. Out for his second inning of relief, Logan Pulitano. He'll face Colin Wilson to start. Slight shade in the infield with the clouds starting to come into fray. And first pitch taken for a strike on the outer black. Nothing in one to Pulatano. 0 for 2, did walk in the fifth. Fly out to center and a ground out to third. The 1-0. Ground ball over to third. It goes off the chest after it ate up Keller, and there will be no play. There was a few hops to Keller, bounced off his chest, and he thought it bounced off his chest up in the air and maybe behind him, but it wasn't the case. It stayed on the infield. And ultimately, Wilson reaches. Here's Julio Fermetta Gomez to give Wilson the E5. Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. The base on first. Checking to see it's firmly planted in the dirt. And no, it's not. Max DiFrancesco was kicking around some of the other dirt to make sure that the base is put exactly in the ground where it needs to be. So we do have a delay for the brief time for the base being out at first. Now it's in. Now we could restart play here in the top of the seventh. If you're just joining us here on the CACC Digital Network, Jefferson 7, Post 1. Jefferson scored 7 runs on 7 hits. Those 7 runs have come across 4 different run-scoring innings. Pulatano, another pickoff to first. First base bag is safe. That's not in time. Gomez has hit 2 out to center. He's flown out twice. He's reached and later scored after that hit by pitch in the fourth. Takes a cold strike here, 0-1. He was on third when that fly ball towards the then second baseman, Jesse Alfala, ended up falling down to the outfield grass, and he was the first of 3 runs to score on that very play. Pulatano, another pickoff attempt at first. Not in time again. We're going by the recent play-by-play. That's now 3 times Wilson has tried to pick off, or at least Pulatano has tried to pick off Wilson. 0-1 is fouled off. 0-2. Both baseball and softball in action today for Post. Goldie Beacom ended up run ruling the Eagles 12-1 and 5 for game 1. Pulatano, another pickoff, 4th time in the AB, and it's also not in time. But Post, the bottom of the second, is up 3-1. Scoring 3 runs in the first inning after Goldie Beacom ended up striking first for 1 to open up the second game of the Twin Bill. 0-2. Outside, another throw to first, this time by the catcher Contreras, not by Pulatano. Again, not in time. Colin Wilson, a man playing just his 5th game of the season and is 0 for 1 on steals, has probably had to face as many pickoff attempts in this one as that's a called strike 3 on the outer black. Second K for Pulatano. 7th by Post pitching, and now Alexi Goldhill settles in the top of the 7th with 1 away. Jefferson leading 7-1 over Post. For Wilson, in this recent stint on the base path, has probably faced as many pickoff attempts as he has maybe all season. Ground ball to short, and it goes past the shortstop Cornwell into left center. First to third, standing up, goes Wilson. Another time, the infield eats up somebody for post on a ground ball, and it's runners on the corners for Jordan Tiburcio. Hard hit ground ball. Found the right launching point in the infield. And it ended up flinging past the shoulder of Cornwell into left center. Wilson at third. Goldhill after reaching at first. And the 9-hitter Tiburcio, who singled and later scored in the 6th, has an opportunity here at the plate. First pitch shows bunt, gets one down on the right side. They're going for the squeeze to the plate. The run will score, and Tiburcio is out at first. Sacrifice bunt works to perfection. Jefferson leading 8-1 on the sac bunt by Jordan Tiburcio in the top of the 7th. Lineup turns over for Justin Egner. He's reached base in 3 straight plate appearances. 2 hits and a walk. First pitch to him, taken for a called strike right at the knees on the inner part of the zone. Egner's also grounded out to shortstop, but besides that, with the walk, he's 2 for 4. Make it technically 2 for 3 because the walk doesn't count as an at-bat. Stand corrected. Politano steps off and lobs one to second. That Gold Hill hard hit baseball, they ruled a single. In the dirt, to the left of Contreras, but not nearly enough distance for Gold Hill to try and move over to third. He went a third of the way, 30 feet up the baseline before returning to second base. One ball, one strike. 2 away, runner on second. 8-1, Jefferson over post, top of the 7th. Politano comes home. Another one in the dirt. Not nearly enough distance away from Contreras to form any form of move. Simply 2 balls and a strike with the leadoff hitter Egner still at the plate. Sun being shielded in and out of view, now fully putting the field and over to third. Hunter Keller ends up with a diving play. Works his way up as it's stretch time here at Municipal Stadium. Jefferson 8, Post 1. This is the CACC Digital Network. back here for the 8th inning on the CACC Digital Network and on YouTube, courtesy of the Post University Athletic Stream. Jefferson 8, Post 3, top of the 8th. Capers facing Logan Pulatano. Right on right, first pitch. Called strike on the bottom corner. Pitch hit. Capers, 2 strikeouts, a single, reach on an error. 0-1. Breaking ball hit out to center field. Taking a first step back, now moving in towards his right. Joey Cohen makes the catch. 1 down. Andrew Hollab, who's doubled, brought in a run on a single and walked with a strikeout. Comes to the plate here at the top of the 8th. Tano finds the zone for strike 1. Outside plate. Ball strike. This is a Jefferson lineup that will through its 5th time that they have faced a pair of post pitchers. 1-1 is a called strike on the inside there. 1-2. Saw 111 pitches from Sebastian Velasquez to 5. Now more than 40. As that misses Pulatano on the outer black, 2-2. Maybe more than that. Worked 4 walks. Struck out 7 times. 39 plate appearances. Make it 8 and 40. Drop 3rd strike. Contreras has to throw to first. It is there. Pulatano was 3 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings. He's retired 3 in a row since the sac bunt by Jordan Tiburcio. Vincent Pivada, who's gotten a pair in on a pair of sac flies. Also a strikeout and a reach on an error comes to the plate again. He rolls over on the first pitch towards short, picking up on a hop and throwing right there in time. Cornwall to DeFrancesco. 6-3 Cornwall to DeFrancesco. It's a 1-2-3 top of the 8th. Post, who scored twice in the 7th, needs to continue more of that magic after this on the CACC Digital Network. Jefferson makes its first call to the bullpen today. They bring in the freshman southpaw, Alex Miller. Miller from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. Pure southpaw, lefty hitter, and lefty pitcher, the latter being the important of the two. He takes over for Sabian Rivera, who was frankly masterful in the time that we saw him. He gave up 3 earned runs, the latter 2 in his final inning on 7 hits. Through 7 innings, struck out 8, only walked 1. He ended up eating up a lot of the time for his staff. He threw 116 pitches. He is in line for the win. 8-3. The bottom of the 8th. It's left on left. First time we've seen that all day. It'll be Hartman and Miller. Hopefully an umpire's making a note of some sort. On his notepad. Just to make sure that everyone's where they are in the field. Pitch is outside to Hartman. For more about Alex Miller. Can get his 4th appearance on the season. He's given up 4 earned runs, 6 total, 5 1/3. This is again ball 2. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Used sparingly. This only his 4th appearance of the year. 2-0. That's a strong line drive to center. And out of the reach of the center fielder, Tiburcio, up against the fence. Leading off the bottom of the 8th with a double. Andrew Hartman. Hartman is 2 for 4. Second Eagle with multiple hits following DeFrancesco. Here's Manny Contreras, someone who has some pop in his bat. Like Hartman just displayed. First pitch, down right, called strike in the outside corner. 0-1. Contreras just 1 for 3. Single to left, he's flown out to center and gone down swinging. We're against Rivera. First time facing Miller, and he launches 1 to left. Moving back capers. He's at the 382 sign, and the ball is out of his reach. It goes down on the warning track. Contreras is on second, and scoring is Andrew Hartman. Mentioned Contreras had some pop in his bat, and he definitely showed it there. In the bottom of the 8th, Post is now within 3, 8-5. Say 8-4 rather. Scoreboard is already updated to 8-4 for the time being. First one misses now to Davey. For Contreras is 23rd RBI on the year and his team-leading 13th double. Davies grounds 1 towards short. Contreras returns to second as the throw is on to first for the out. First out is recorded for Miller, a very important one. Still works with the runner on second for Hunter Keller. Misses away, ball 1. Keller over 2 with a walk. He's struck out and grounded out to third. He walked and later scored in the 7th. And the RBI single by Kevin Diaz happening an inning ago in the 7th. That which finds the outside corner to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Keller was the first of 2 runs to score in that inning. pitches. Strike two, pierce the outer corner. Again, 1-2. Francesco was the second of the runs to score, and that one is laced to right. Base hit. Being held at third is Contreras, and their runner on the corners. First and third, runners on. For Evan Cornwell. For that, they will now visit. Our infield will come in and talk things over with the underclassman pitcher Miller, only a freshman. It will take some time to reset if you're just joining us. Jefferson 8, Post 4. Post has gotten more hits than Jefferson. They have 10. What hasn't helped them in this game is that they've had 4 errors in the field, and one of them especially in the fourth brought in 3 runs. You take those 3 runs away right now, it's a 1-run game. Post has had to play from behind this entire time. Jefferson got a run in on an error back in the top of the first. They've led the whole way since. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Evan Cornwell, uncalled. Batter time, take in Evan Cornwell. Ray Balaclava. Pitch home, shows bunt, pulls back, and that hits him. Looks like it hits him. The home plate umpire says it's not. Head coach Skold not too pleased. Now there will be a conference between at least the first base ump and the home plate umpire. The other ump in the infield stationed between the mound and third. Looking as to whether or not there was a hit by pitch, and now the other umpire is coming in to join. Want to make sure they have all the perspectives needed. Ray School very adamant about the result of this conversation. And it is a strike. That was what was being argued. Skold is not happy. So, Evan Cornwell is still at the plate. No hit by pitch. Runners on the corners. Coach Ray Skold still not pleased. He's back in his box. He shows bunt and pulls back as that one is low. This is only game 1 of a doubleheader, mind you. Second game only goes 7. We're in the bottom of the 8th in game 1. Bunt is foul. Clearly not happy at the plate. Cornwell spiked his helmet against, and now head coach Ray Skold says everyone needs to come over. Runners on the corners and the batter. Fill up Gavin Deepman. In that post bullpen. On the corners, one away, bottom 8, 8-4. Jefferson leading over post. Cornwell at the plate. Down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes is in the dirt. Cornwell took a step in front, but he didn't impact that pitch. Put both his hands up after to clarify that he wasn't trying to get in any way, shape, or form in front of that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rushman pitches home, outside. Count is full at 3-2. Cornwell, a nice grin as he lowered the balaclava and looked things over towards his dugout. He likes the spot he's in. Pitch home. And that one, it definitely hits him. Spikes the bat after. He's not pleased. He's actually down now. Bases are loaded. Cornwell down after getting hit by a pitch. Second time in the at-bat, one could say, where it happened. But now he's back up and ready to work his way through. Coach Ray Skolk still talking to the umpire, specifically this time the one at first. Process. Jefferson will make a pitching change and bring in a new arm. We'll tell you about it now after this quick break. Still on the bottom of the 8th on the CACC Digital Network. Welcome back here to the CACC Digital Network. The bases are loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jefferson leads Post 8-4. It's intense. It's high leverage, and Christian Greco, the senior, comes into the game for Post, relieving the freshman southpaw Alex Miller of his duties. There is one away with the bases loaded after the hit by pitch. First pitch in is a called strike. Evan Cornwell was hit by the pitch. He's on first. Keller's on second. Contreras at third. DeFrancesco's had a solid day at the plate. Takes another strike. 0-2. Single and a double to, or I should say, 2 singles to left for DeFrancesco. He scored both times. Also has struck out. Gian Greco, his pitch home. Fly ball, left field. Capers makes the catch. Runner from third tags. And in to score for Post is Manny Contreras. A run is in, second of the frame against the second Jefferson arm. Now it's within 3. Jefferson 8, Post 5. Kevin Diaz works with first and second. He now steps in as the tying run. First game yesterday between these two teams also went down to the wire. First pitch. Line to left, base hit. Coming in, Keller. Throw is cut off. It trickles away, and both runners move up 90 feet in the process. It bounced over towards the Post dugout. It's within 2 on the base hit by Diaz, 8-6. So now second and third. Tying run on scoring position for Gil Dolan, who has driven in 2 already on a sac fly and a single. Gian Greco comes home, taking his time on the windup, nearly to the backstop, ball 1. Gian Greco's been rung up twice on strikes. He's brought in the run on a sac fly, and he's singled to left. Down and in, ball 2. We were mentioning that Post has gotten their hits. That it was all about getting the ultimate goal and the ultimate opportunity of moving the runners up. Well, now they've shown they're able to do that. Since the bottom of the 7th, they've scored rather 5 straight runs. 2-0. Taken for a strike on the outer black. 2-1. Some uhs and a sigh for Dolan. But it's pitch by pitch game. Dolan checks his swing. They say it's in there. Swing or not. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third, tying run on second. Bottom of the 8th inning after already scoring 3 runs in the frame for Post. Their leadoff hitter, Gil Dolan, is at the plate for his 5th time today. Kicking the pitch. Ground ball right side. Fielded by Coyne, flipped to the pitcher, and Gian Greco steps on first base for the 3rd out. But 3 runs come in on 4 hits, a hit by pitch, and 2 are left stranded through 8. Jefferson 8, Post 6. Here on the CACC Digital Network. On to the ninth we go in the first game of this doubleheader. We've seen quite a bit between these two teams. Jefferson leads Post 8-6. On to the ninth. And Gavin Deignan, the southpaw lefty, takes over for Logan Pulitano. First pitch up and in, ball one. He's facing Mason Coyne. It's Coyne, Wilson, and Gomez. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. That's high now, ball two. The lefty fires. Upstairs, ball three. Pulitano gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits with 2 walks, striking out 3 over 3 innings. Through 47 pitches, 29 of them were strikes. And the strike is there. Bending over the batter part, the backside of the plate, you could say. 3-1. Missed on the high cheese. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes as Deignan's worked his way back into this count. Facing Coyne, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Here's Colin Wilson. He's reached on an error. He's walked. He's flown out to center and grounded out to third. Jefferson 8. Post 6. Top 9. Runner on. No outs. First pitch. Up and away. Ball 1. Not wasting any time. The head coach, Ray Skold, goes out for a mound visit. Alex Miller, a lefty freshman, came in for Jefferson. Didn't have the best time, and with the recent process of seeing that, a move to the bullpen has been made. And Ray Skold had that quick handle, yanking Deignan after just 7 pitches. Looking to see who exactly this new right-handed arm is. Well, it's another member of the freshman class, Kyle Connolly. This time a righty. For Connolly on the season, 6-foot freshman from Shirley, New York. This is his 4th appearance of the season. And he pitched yesterday. Walked 3 over an inning and 2/3. No decision. But the command at times hasn't been there. He also walked 2 in an inning on the 15th of March at Holy Family. For the 9th, and on 7 pitches, wraps things up for his afternoon, at least in Game 1. There are 7 innings in Game 2 that need to be played. That will follow after. The first pitch time for that game heading into today was set for 4:30. With a runner on and no outs here in the top of the 9th. It is 4:02, and taking some time to tie a shoe, Evan Cornwell might have added a few more seconds. But we play on. Colin Wilson to the plate. Talked about his day. Walk, ground out, fly out, and he reached on an error. Connolly with a 1-ball count. Pickoff attempt to first. Not in time. Third baseman Keller pulled in. Bunt being shown again. Pulled back. He swings. Laces one out to left center. Cohen and Dolan reaching out, and it is just beyond Cohen. Getting to throw it in, but being waved in is Cohen. To the plate, throws up the line. Showing bunt, pulling back, and unloading. Colin Wilson sends one out to the warning track in left center. That's a run of insurance. Jefferson up 3 in the 9th. Julio Fermetta Gomez now will come to the plate. Well, after the bottom of the 8th, with a 3-run scored for Post, the momentum looked to be following the Eagles' way. It's flip-flopped right back to Jefferson early on here in this top of the 9th. Home plate umpire was checking and saying that time was called. We could reset with Gomez at the plate. Grounder foul over to third. Gomez hit by a pitch. 2 flyouts to center. He went down on strikes in the 7th. In this game alone, we've seen 15 runs, 6 errors, 20 hits. Stepping off is the pitcher Connolly. Also, we've seen 7 pitchers. 4 for Post, including Connolly now, and 3 for Jefferson. Will G and Greco continue for the 9th? We'll see in the near future. 0-1. Missing the zone up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And across that, well over 300 pitches combined between these two teams. 1-1, breaking the ball down and away. 2-1. For Wilson, that double was his first of the season, and it was a big one. His second RBI as well of the year. This was only his first start and 5th appearance all season. 2-1 is in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. The DH in Wilson today made it count for game 1. Now it's 3-1. The count here to Julio Fermetta Gomez. Alexi Goldhill on deck, and then Jordan Tiburcio to follow. That one misses. Gomez walks. All 3 men who have come to the plate against 2 pitchers for Post have reached. 2 on a walk. Then you have the double. Here's Alexi Goldhill. Pair of base knocks, fly out to right, and a ground out to short. This team, which has added an insurance run here in the 9th, looking for more. The pitch to the Ram, showing bunt. Puts it up, and it bounces back behind towards the fence. 0-1. Catcher Contreras gives the new fielding arrangements for Post in this game. Once again being shown by Goldhill. Throw towards second. Had the runner a ways away, but shortstop Cornwell was held behind near the outfield grass. He's pulled towards the first base side once again here with that pickoff in mind. Motion is to go. Breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. With Tiburcio to come up on deck. Regardless of his at-bat, that's the 6th time that Jefferson has gone through their lineup. Runner on the move to third, hit and run, base hit, left field. That'll be another run of insurance. Jefferson up 4. Hit and run for Alexi Goldhill, and coming in to score, Colin Wilson. Here's Jordan Tiburcio. And again, regardless of how this play ends out, how this plate appearance ends out, Jefferson will have gone through their lineup 6 times in this game. They lead 10-6 in the top of the 9th. There's first and second, nobody out. Bunt shown, gets down, but it triples foul. With that last hit, 16 total runs, 21 total hits, 6 errors, 7 pitchers, and more than 3 hours of game. Bunt shown right down in front of the plate. The pitcher and the freshman picks it up. His throw to first is wide. 1 run in, another to follow. Going over to third and being out in the process is Tiburcio. But now it's 12-6. 18 total runs, 21 total hits. And that'll be, just off the top of my head, 7 errors. And we have 7 more to follow after this in the second game of a doubleheader. What a day at the ballpark. Pitch is up and in, ball 1. It's Justin Egner, who I'm sure if you told him was going to have to go to the plate 7 times in game 1, he wouldn't have believed. But that is indeed the case. 1-0 to him. Taken for a strike. 1-1. He's 2 for 4. A pair of runs scored. He's walked, and he's also stolen a base. 1-0. Good breaking ball, but it just misses outside. 2-1. The 4 runs in this top of the 9th inning are the most runs scored by any team in this game. Called strikeout or corner 2 and 2. Both teams had scored 2 or 3 runs in multiple innings. Jefferson 2 in the top of the 3rd, bottom of the 7th, 2 for post. 2-2 pitch. Hit out in the air. Foul territory, out of play, first base side. Then Jefferson 3 in the top of the 4th, post 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Now the Rams have added 4 in the top of the 9th. This is the CACC Digital Network. In the time being, you'll be able to talk things over with one of his assistant coaches after time was called. Pitch is high. Full count, 3-2. The energy for both sides is largely dimmed with the current score. Popped in the infield, right side. Second baseman Ryan Davey makes the catch. Second out. Capers to the plate. Single, reach on an error, 2 strikeouts, and a fly out to center. First pitch. Ground ball, yanked to third. Picked by Keller, his throw to first. Scooped out in the dirt by the first baseman DeFrancesco, and that's in time for the out. 4 runs come in for Jefferson on 2 hits. There is an error, but when it's all said and done, there wasn't anyone on base. At the bottom of the ninth, Jefferson 12. Post 6, game 1 of the doubleheader. Close to wrapping up with a new pitcher in for Jefferson. I'll tell you about him after the break on the CACC Digital Network. Bottom 9, long day, game 1 of 2, Municipal Stadium. Jefferson 12, post 6. The Rams have a new pitcher. It's Jake Bauman. And Joey Cohen is at the plate. It's a right-on-right matchup. Pitch in to Cohen is taken for a strike. Going 1. Cohen 1 for 4, single. That stayed in the infield at third. Struck out. Also grounded out twice to short. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Called strike right down the heart of the zone. 1-2. Bauman on the year, making, as that's down and in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. His 6th appearance of the season. 4th out of the bullpen, 1-1, a 9 ERA exactly. In the dirt, full count, 3-2. He's tied for the team lead with 16 earned runs given up in as many innings. He also has a team-leading 15 walks with 14 strikeouts. He has a 6-run cushion. Pitch on. Ball 4. Cohen walks. Andrew Hartman to the plate. He doubled and scored. The first of 3 to come across in that 8th inning. And Jefferson put up 4 in the top of the 9th. 2 for 4 on the afternoon, right on left. Pitch to the lefty. Takes one downstairs, ball 1. 18 runs, 21 hits, 7 errors, 8 walks, 5 stolen bases. That one's cracked out to right. Now Faventa will watch that one sail over his head. He'll throw it in. Stand-up double. Andrew Hartman, 2nd and 3rd. Bottom 9. Hartman in back-to-back at-bats has gotten doubles 8 and 9 on the year. Here's Manny Contreras. First pitch. Contreras takes for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Pops one up, first base side, running over to foul territory. Gomez and Cohen watch it go out of play. Second and third, bottom 9, no outs. Pitch off the outer corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Contreras, as soon as that pitch found the mid, he knowed immediately. He knew, and by no, I mean he shook his head no. He knew that that was not in the zone. 1-2. That's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Four minutes away from this game lasting as long as yesterday's was. 2-2. Chopper foul at third. If you're wondering, yesterday's game between these two teams, 3 hours and 18 minutes. Right now, today's is 3 hours and 15 minutes with 3 outs left. Comparison to the 2 games, this one has more hits and more total runs scored. Fouled off again by Contreras. Yesterday's game, 15 total runs, 18 total hits, 4 errors. Today, all 3 across the board have gone up. 18 total runs, 22 total hits, 7 total errors. Both teams, 4 pitchers used, I should say. That is low. Count is full, 3-2. Both teams used 4 pitchers each yesterday. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cohen at third, Hartman at second. Pitch to Contreras. Fly ball. Into left. Capers makes the catch. Runners will tag, and they will fake the tag, rather. Throw is in towards third. Holub picks it up, and both runners remain at second and third with 1 away. Breaking ball away got Contreras to not really put his all into that pitch. Ryan Davey, freshman, will step in. First pitch is low, ball 1. Davies 0 for 2. Hours and 17 minutes. The 1-0. In the dirt, ball 2. Back into the box, slightly open stance for the freshman Ryan Davey. 2-0. Down and away, ball 3. Mentioned that at times Bauman can lose the zone, and it's exactly what's happened in this at bat. Happened as well against Contreras. On deck, Hunter Keller. 3-0. 4-pitch walk. Now a mound visit. Wonder if they put Bauman in with a quick pull, a quick hook if need be. Doesn't look like that for the time being. If you're just joining us, this is game 1 of the doubleheader between Jefferson and Post. There have been 18 total runs, 22 total hits, and 7 total errors. Jefferson does lead 12-6. Now visit adjourned. Current situation, bottom of the 9th, Post down to their final 2 outs. They have Joey Cohen at third, Andrew Hartman at second, and Ryan Davey at first. Bases are juiced for Hunter Keller, who's walked, singled, grounded out, and struck out. He's reached in consecutive innings, walked in the 7th, singled in that 3-run 8th. He hits one out to left. Catch made by Capers. Runner tags from third. He's in to score. Sac fly by Hunter Keller. Cohen scores. 12-7 with 2 outs. And Evan Cornwell, the last hope. Officially, this game longer than yesterday's. 3 hours and 19 minutes. The time of me saying this. 12-7, Jefferson over Post. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Bottom 9, 2 outs. First and second. First pitch fouled back to the netting. Technically, you could say fencing because it's offensive. It's a fence instead of the netting here at Municipal Stadium. Just away and a little off the way from Hartford. On the way to Hartford. 0-1. Fly ball, right field. Viventa has to charge in. He dives. Does he make the catch? We still play on. The throw goes into second. And this game is still going. That's a run in. It is 4-run game. 12-8. Hartman scores. Davey first to third. RBI for Cornwell. And Max DiFrancesco, who has a pair of hits and a sac fly, now steps in. First pitch taken for a strike. The 0-1. Hit out to right. Catch made by Vincent Vivada. Game 1 has come to a close. Final score, Jefferson 12, Post 8. It happens over 3 hours, 21 minutes. Post is 13-16 on the year. Thomas Jefferson University 9-11. We'll take a quick break, and we will play Game 2. Only 7 innings and a little bit of time. Again, the final score in Game 1. Jefferson 12, Post 8. My name is Kyle DeSantis. We'll see you back here on the CACC Digital Network and on YouTube, courtesy of